Tech with Heart. I am your host, Michelle Calloway, and we are all about empowering business success in a rapidly changing digital era. In a time when Amazon is shutting down businesses left and right, you cannot sit on your laurels and do business the way you used to. With COVID-19, everybody's doing business online. So some of us small business owners are really struggling because now everybody's doing business online. So now everybody's fighting for more attention. And we have a very special guest today that's going to help break through all of that noise and help you 10x your business by reaching out and having more referral business, like a nonstop stream of business coming to you through referrals. I am delighted to introduce to you today our special guest, John Pyron. He is an international business and sales expert who has trained thousands of people across 10 countries in business and sales principles. And he himself has built a company from 0 to $1 million in annual sales during the largest economic downturn during the 2006 to 2009 era. He was actually able to grow his company. So yes, we are struggling a little bit during the days of COVID, but have no fear. Your help is here. We have the very special guest, John Pyron, who is known as the business doctor. So with that, John, welcome to the Tech with Heart show.
I'm sold. I am sold. Great job. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
So John, your signature talk is about utilizing referrals to help grow your business by 10 times. You've helped businesses see a 50% growth rate in downturned economic times. So can you share with us out the gate for small business owners, what is the number one thing that you could recommend to them as far as how to grow their business in the realm of referrals? What exactly does that mean for small business owners?
Yeah, so pretty much, I mean, there's three ways to do this. And you have the inner game, which is mindset. You have the outer game, which has to do with our systems. And then you have the action part of it. So you can have mindset on the planet. You can have the greatest systems in place, but not taking action on it, none of it works. And so what I tell business owners, me personally, I invented these systems back in 2003 because I was facing having to make a bunch of cold calls, and I just did not want to make cold calls. I have a 98D personality, and I would rather get results very quick. And so I created these referral systems. I've gone to build 4 different companies using them because referrals close a whole lot faster, quicker, easier than a cold marketing process. And so back then I didn't have all the technology that we have today. Today I use LinkedIn, I use Facebook, email marketing, Otter. Another one that I just implemented is called email or video email for Gmail. It's by Cloud HQ. And that's a big game changer. But when you think about if you own a business, or even if, let's just say you're starting from scratch, or you're a business owner that's not quite at 100 grand a year, or you're that business owner between 100 and a million. All of us have a network that we have influence with. So we either have our friends, our family, our colleagues, our clients, our past clients, heck, the guy or gal that beat you up in school. They're all a part of what I would call your power base. And the first thing I did this year, when this when we all went in lockdown in March, one of the very first things I did is I got rid of all the mentors I was working with, and I picked one. I said, okay, I'm going to work with one mentor during this economic contraction. That way I can stay laser focused and not get confused with the different strategies. That was step number 1. Step number 2 is I whipped out my cell phone. I went on my computer, I went on every social network I have, and I just started scrolling through all my connections, and I had a little notepad, and I made a list of everybody I actually know, right? And so came up with well over 200-300 people that I actually know, and some of them I haven't talked to in 3-4 years, but those are what's called your power base. And so that would be step number 2, is make a list of all those people that would be in your power base. Again, recap: family, friends, relatives, coworkers, past coworkers, colleagues, church with, people you attend networking events with, customers, past customers, lost prospects, lost deals. You didn't close the deal, but you still have their contact information. Vendors, all your social connections, all that is all a part of your power base. And so they fall in two categories. They're either going to be what I would call a feeder, meaning they're in a position to feed you referrals because they may not be a fit for your product or service, or they are a fit for your product or service and you're just going to reignite that relationship. And so once you get your list down, then it's basically pick up the phone. You don't have to have a script. You don't have to get your ducks in a row or anything. Again, these people know you. And you pick up the phone, and let's just say I was calling, I'll take an example, Grant Perry, guy I hadn't talked to in 3 years. Personal friend of mine, used to be a client of mine as well. I just picked up the phone. I said, hey, Grant, John Pyron. Hey, John, what's going on? Hey, man, just checking in on you, man. How's it going? How are you? How's the wife? How's the family? How's business? He says, oh, man, it's going good too. Tell me more about that. Okay. Yeah. And invariably he asked me how I was doing. Right. Well, catch me up with you. Well, man, I'm doing this. I'm helping business owners. I'm looking for, pretty much any small business owner, pretty much anywhere in the United States that's got hit by this COVID thing, or, they got big goals. Maybe they're having the best year they've ever had and they want to make it even better. That's what I'm doing, man. I'm really excited, And he goes, oh, that's great. So now I've rekindled the relationship, right?
Yeah. Speaking of that rekindling of the relationships, and the fact that you mentioned the word relationship is key here, because especially during this time of when COVID and everybody went into lockdown and there's a lot of just uncertainty. There's still a lot of uncertainty, but we've kind of been through this multiple months now, and we've kind of landed in some place, whether that is a really great place, you know what I mean? Like mentally, because initially there's a lot of fear and anxiety, and now there may still be some fear and anxiety, but we've all kind of figured out how to kind of hopefully find a middle ground, I should say. But one of the things I've been hearing over and over and over again in this year of 2020, at least, is that this is the year of the nurturer personality. If you want to grow your business and you're reaching out to like he was mentioning, your power base, then I really strongly suggest you come at those relationships, those rekindling of those relationships, with the intention of literally just reconnecting, not selling, not pushing your products, not, doing anything in regards to growing your business. Because if you come at them with that mindset, it'll be able to be detected through your tone of voice and and the words you're using. And they may be put off because everybody's struggling right now. For the most part, I'm not saying everybody, but a tremendous amount of small businesses especially are struggling, especially those who haven't had their business online and haven't figured out their systems online yet. So I just wanted to throw that in there while you're mentioning this rekindling thing, because the intention of your outreach is it needs to be to serve. I believe it needs to be to serve.
Yeah. I mean, I've given this strategy to several of my clients. Like one of my clients, they've been a dumbwaiter manufacturer since 1970. They're the oldest dumbwaiter manufacturer on the planet, but they're the biggest secret on the planet too. And so their business model has always been, they've never had an outreach program, marketing, nothing. And they've been able to build a multi-million-dollar business just on pure quality and reputation. Well, when this thing hit, those seemed to stop very, very quickly. And so I just said, hey, and none of them are salespeople. None of them, they're scared to death of picking up the phone and making a phone call. And so I said, okay, I got to create a strategy that can be quickly, number one. Number two, that they can do that doesn't require a lot of training. And so I said, hey, I want you to go and pull every client that's ever bought a dumbwaiter from you. That's list number one. Number two, I want you to make a list of you have 11 employees, and the average employee's been with you for 15 years. So these people love you, care about you, they're part of the family. Have every single, make a list of their family, friends, relatives, everybody they know, and teach you how to use that. And so basically I said, if you got a customer, or same call. You're just going to reach out. People are scared right now. People are unsure of their future. People, you may be that phone call that changes their entire outlook on their future and give them hope. And so I said, just pick up the phone. You don't have to have a script. Just say, hey, Joe, hey, you've been a client of ours for years. I just wanted to call and see how you're doing. How are you? How are you during this time? Is there anything I can help you with? You already, because in their case, they already bought a dumbwaiter. There's nothing else to sell them, right? So I just said, hey, make the phone call and say, hey, I just wanted to call and say hi and check on you and see how you and your family are doing. The feedback was unbelievable. I mean, they go, so you're just calling to say hi? Nothing else? No, just wanted to see how you're doing. You know what? I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for caring. How can I help you? And it was they've already surpassed, just to give you an idea how powerful this has worked. Their business has already surpassed last year's numbers now.
Wow. So that just goes to, again, to reinforce what I said, how important it is for your intention to connect with them on a human level.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Tech with Heart, I love Tech with Heart so much, because yes, we can incorporate technology all the day long to make your business even more efficient through systems, automations, incorporate artificial intelligence so that the technology can actually learn as it goes. So you are given so much data that helps you understand like the insights of your customers, needs, wants, desires. But if we don't connect on a humanitarian level, if we don't connect human to human, then we have lost the art of doing business. We have completely lost it because we don't do business with other computers, not necessarily maybe in the world of, Bitcoin technology or, I'm talking about like humans doing business with other humans. You can use technology to enhance your business, but it should not ever replace our need for one another. And this is definitely a great content, because we have to approach people with the desire to learn more about them and to serve them and to stay connected with them so that they will hopefully just fall in love with you and your brand.
Yeah. I mean, the have Tech with Heart, I absolutely love it, because this whole thing getting locked down in March, the economy was going great. Money was just flowing to people, and people had gotten lazy in their relationships. Not just people I know, me too. I was shocked when I sat down and did what my mentor told me, made this list of all these people, remade my Power-Based list. I'm like, I have lost touch with some very cool people in my life. And so it's been a joy to rekindle those relationships. And I go, okay, how do I create a system that I can leverage technology to keep in touch with these people, so where this doesn't happen again? It shouldn't take an economic crisis for me to maintain a relationship, right? So it's like the bank. You can only withdraw what you've deposited. And a lot of people have withdrawn from their social bank account for so many years without making those deposits. And so when hard times hit or a need hits, your bank account's already overdrawn, And I found myself in that same situation. So I'm going, okay, first of all, nobody gets a personal letter anymore. And that is a piece of technology that we've lost touch with. That makes a big statement. And so I said, okay, so I'm going to set a goal to add 5 people to my Power-Base every day, number 1. Number 2 is I'm going to make 5 Power-Base phone calls every day for eternity. And number 3 is I'm going to hand write a thank you, I love you note type thing, just a little simple thank you card, and mail 5 of those a day. And just that little system is going to make relationship, it's going to feed constantly that relationship, because I don't know about you, I never get a personal letter or thank you card. Okay, it's always an email, it's always direct message on social media, There's a lot of different ways that can happen with technology, but if you stand out, I tell them, I say, hey, Joe, so like Grant was one of the guys that I called, and I said, hey, what's your current mailing address? I got something I want to send you. So he gives me his current mailing address. Now I can update my database. I use Less Annoying CRM because I've used all kinds of CRMs in my life, and I need something simple. So Less Annoying CRM. So I plugged in his information in there and made my notes on the phone call. Set up a follow-up call for 2 months from now, and hand wrote a little card, put it in the mail, and moved on to the next one. And so now I've got those simple systems in place that keeps me in front of them, because the difference between a contact and a contract is the relationship.
Ooh, I love that. Thank you. That's a great quote. I'm going to put that one on Tech with Heart. I love that so much. So let's talk about the win-win. So when you do connect with somebody, you establish the fact, reignite the relationship. And then you go into, they ask a little bit about what you're doing. You explain what you've been doing in your business, or what, maybe you can find out from them if what they're having any needs are, what are they struggling with, so that you can, because first you have to ask the questions, like what is, something that you're struggling with, because while you're hearing from them what they're struggling with, then you can identify perhaps how you can serve them. But I love win-wins, John. I love win-wins. So talk to us a little bit through your referral system. What does it look like for you to create a win-win, to make that referral ignite, like to make that normal referral go from level 1 to like all-star 10? They are in love with you and cannot wait to send traffic your way.
So it starts with giving. It really starts with giving. I mean, I can't tell. I've been building companies now 29 years, 7 different businesses. I've had a lot of referral networks over the years, and I can't tell you how many times I've sat down with somebody and we meet at a networking event or whatever, and hey, we should refer business back and forth, and everybody leaves and everything's great and so forth, and then nothing ever happens, because everybody else is waiting for everybody else to make the first move. And so I think it was just a maturity thing. I'm 50 now. I think this switch went off in me when I was 35. I said, you know what, the first move from now on, I'm going to give first. And if it comes back to me, fine. If it doesn't, I don't really care. I'm just going to give. And it's been the big pivotal point in my business ever since. And so an example would be you, right? Like you and I had a conversation last week. I got a chance to get to know you. And as we're talking, I'm thinking 2 clients that would benefit dramatically from you and your services. And so I talked to both of them on Saturday, and I told them both about you. I told them what you and I are doing today. And I said, hey, I'm going to send an email intro to Michelle. One of them is Stephanie, one of them is Alan. I said, I'm going to send an email intro, but I just wanted to have a conversation first to make sure you're okay with me referring Michelle to you, but you need to call her. You need to call her about her services. I think her services are going to be a really good fit for you and your business. They both happen to be 2 of my oldest clients. That's the other key, is always give your best client as a referral, because it's the least riskiest. Because both those clients have been with me for so long, there's nothing you're going to do to make them think bad of me. Okay. And I one of them been with for 4.5 years, the other one's 6 years. I care about them so much that I believe your service is going to make such a big dramatic change in their business that I'm willing to give you the 2 best clients, best referrals that I have. Now the benefit is I get to see how you handle that referral, right? And I've already teed my client up. My client's like, yeah, I'm going to take the phone call. I'm going to meet with her. I'm going to go through her sales process. And if they like your process, it'll be up to you to walk them through a process and close them. But the feedback I'm going to get after you meet with them is going to be invaluable, because they're going to call. I already have an appointment set up with them. And I'm going to ask them, hey, did Michelle follow up with you? Did she book an appointment? Did she keep the appointment time? Did she do everything that she said she was going to do? Did you buy her product or service? If not, why not? You know, and I'll see if I can close them. So, but I'm going to get their feedback because they're my best client, and I want more clients just like them, and I want somebody like you to refer to my clients and prospects. And so that way, when I call, I don't know, like Wahid, the dude I just got off the phone with about right before this call, you know, he'd be a great prospect for you. But after with Alan and Stephanie, I'm going to be able to call Wahid and go, listen, man, I already referred Michelle to these other two clients. They bought her. You need to buy her services. That's a good referral.
No, absolutely. I love the whole referral system. I think that is probably the best way to grow your business because it's warm. Everybody knows cold calling is tough. People don't know you. They have to learn who you are. They have to learn that they can know, like, and trust you. I love the opportunity to partner up and I say partner up, it's not like legal, you signed and be my co-partner in my corporation. It's more like power partnering up so that it makes sense that if you are somebody that can help some of my customers and I provide services that can help some of your customers to do like a referral relationship. And I believe a lot in the power of rewarding people for referrals. I love loyalty programs and membership programs and stuff like that where you can continue to support one another on that realm too. So that is some suggestions is add another level of benefit for those who you are looking to partner up with, because yes, you will just get people who want to refer you all the day long, and they will continue to do so if they find that you are the value that they will provide their clients with that next step. But it's even more rewarding, in my opinion, when there's able to be a little bit of a monetary reward for that referral. That's just me personally. I know there's a lot of this.
It's never been easier with the technology that we have today. I'm a big advocate of affiliate relationships. I right now have, I want to say like 15 or 16 affiliate relationships set up where I just get checks. I get checks because I have referred business to these different entities. And so if you're a business owner and you're listening to this, it's like, well, how do you get started with this? Well, I'm glad you asked. So this is the simplicity of it. Take your top 3 or 4 clients that you absolutely love. Okay, that if I blessed you with 3 or 4 more clients just like them, you would be extremely happy, right? It would just be fulfilling in your life. And instead of guessing, go and ask them. Say, hey, Joe or Mary, I'm looking to develop a really good referral network. What are the different products or services that you currently buy? You know, let's just say they're a business owner, just like you and I. They probably have a bookkeeper. They probably have a CPA. They probably have an attorney. They probably have a business insurance person. They probably have somebody they get their cell phone through. There's so many different things that a business owner spends money on. That's on the business side. Same thing on consumer side. Who's your landscaper? Who's your realtor? Who's your handyman? Who's your housekeeper? You know, you want to get a list from your client, okay, the services that they buy. Now, here's why. Because if I say to you, hey, let's just say you and I were doing this. So, Michelle, I'm sure you have insurance, right? Now, out of curiosity, how long have you had the insurance person you're working with?
Yeah, so if I were to respond, this is just for example, but it depends on what type of insurance you're asking me.
Let's just say business
insurance. There's life insurance, there's health insurance, there's business. Yeah, so business insurance. Yeah, so we've had business insurance with the company for 4 years.
Do you like them?
Yeah, absolutely.
So would you refer them?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, so I'm looking actually to add a business insurance person to my referral network, somebody that I can know, like, and trust. And since you already know, like, and trust them, and I know, like, and trust you, would you mind if I contacted them about referring them business?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and then I would get their name and phone number from you, and I would call that person up, and I would go, hey, Joe, Michelle speaks very highly of you. She says that they threw away the mold when you were born, And so it's my understanding that she buys business insurance from you, and she's also a client of mine. And so now I'm just doing this figuratively. She's also a client of mine. I got to thinking, we both have the same client. Let me ask you a question. Why don't we have, if it's possible, why don't we have a cup of coffee? I'm buying, or maybe a Zoom call. I'd love to get a chance to know you and your business better, and see if there's anybody else I can refer to you, and vice versa. Are you open to a 10-minute call this week or next week? And he's going to say yes, because they always say yes to that. And so I'm going to use my own client base to build my referral network. And so once I have vetted that referral, and I've referred I referred them one lead, and I followed up to make sure that that was a good experience, that I could put my name behind that, right? Now I'm going to call the insurance guy up and go, hey, I'd like to set up a system to do this on a regular basis, but I want to know what you're going to be able to do for me in return, monetarily, money, if he gives me a good solid referral. I'd rather have a referral that closes new business than for him to send me a check, but I'll take both. Yeah, I'm an equal opportunity entrepreneur.
So thank you, John, for all of this wonderful knowledge so far. When we come back, I would like to talk a little bit about follow-up, because how important is that? We all know that the money's in the follow-up. And then some of the systems and technologies that you are currently using, so that we can empower business owners that are listening to this interview to incorporate some of those systems perhaps into their own business. So stay tuned. All right, welcome back. We are with John Pyron. He is a business and sales strategist, and he has been talking about utilizing your warm referral network and reigniting some of the relationships so that you have the power to make people feel amazing because you've reached out to them, not to do business with them necessarily, but sometimes that ends up as being a byproduct of the phone call. So then he talked a little bit about the power of potentially partnering up with people who are similarly aligned with some of the same customers you guys can both work with to empower them to take it to the next level. And then the warm referral, I'll refer a couple people to you, and hopefully you'll take good care of them. If you do, I'll continue to send referrals to you. But now we're going to talk about the follow-up. John's got a system. He's going to talk about how you can keep track of who you've reached out to so that you can effectively follow up with them, because it's always in the follow-up. Sometimes people, when you first reach out to them, they love the fact they reached out to them, but they didn't have the time right then and there, or maybe something that you were offering wasn't what they needed at the moment. So follow-up is key. And then we're going to talk a little bit about systems. So go ahead, John, share with us, what is your follow-up system?
So thanks a lot. Follow-up begins with a database. Without a database, without some sort of technology system in place, makes it very difficult to follow up. There are a few people that still have business card systems. That's their method of follow-up. Those individuals are very rare. And technology has never been cheaper. I mean, there's systems out there that you can get for free. So there is no excuse. So it really starts with a database where you can put somebody's contact information, their phone, email, their physical mailing address, that you can record your notes to a conversation, that you can schedule a follow-up action item or appointment. It all starts there. And then you got to get creative with your follow-up. So one thing that people don't understand about follow-up is, well, I called them twice and they never called me back, so they must not be interested. And what people don't understand is 85 to 90% of the sales made in this country are made between the 5th and the 12th follow-up. True fact, true statistic. Because most people won't go that far. Most people, over 80% of the people, give up after the second follow-up. They never follow up again. And they miss out on all the sales and stuff out there. There are entrepreneurs like Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban, who owns the Dallas Mavericks, has been known to say all the time, unless you follow up with me 5 times, I will never return your phone call. Because he knows he doesn't want to waste his time with a non-professional. And in his mind, if you're not going to follow up with me at least 5 times, I just saved myself a ton of time calling back non-professionals. So
interesting point perspective is that by you not being willing to follow up at least 5 times, that somebody might perceive you as being a non-professional. I've never heard that. That's very, very interesting.
Yeah. And so, and then get creative in your follow-up. If you're a business to business to consumer, my thing is I'm not going to call you or follow up with you unless I have a reason to do so. And so I'm going to create that reason. And so I think about it this way. I go, okay, what are the things, let's just say it was you. What are the things that Michelle Callaway as a business owner would be interested in? Well, interested in lead. I'd find out. I'd find out from people just like you what kind of things you're interested in. Could be articles for growing your business, sales, marketing, operational stuff. I'm going to custom content around what you're interested in without pitching me at all. Okay. I may find an article that, you know, Forbes put out that it was the top 10 things to double your business in 90 days. You know, the article was great. That's a piece of content. And so I would simply email you that, or direct message it to you, or carrier pigeon it to you, however I want to get it in your hands, because it gives me a reason to contact you. So once I send it to you, I'm going to get on the phone. Now, I have a system for this. In my database, probably have, 12, 13,000 contacts. I can't follow up with 12, 13,000 contacts. But Earl Nightingale taught 70 years ago that the magic number is 200 contacts. So if you can 100 contacts, divide them into 8 groups of 25, I can realistically follow up with 25 people a day. And so I created this system in 2003 because I didn't want to make cold calls. And I said, okay, I'm going to take 200 contacts, I'm going to divide them up into 8 groups of 25. I created 8 groups in my CRM. And I said, okay, I'm going to create some valuable content that I can send to each one of them, the same piece of content, just one piece of content. And then I discovered email. I'm like, crap, I could do this via email. So I created a script, and I go into group number 1, and I hit email. That's why I use Less Annoying CRM and Gmail, because those two synchronize, and I can send email. Not through an email autoresponder system, because they can opt out. I want it to look, feel, and smell like I literally typed it out, right? And it takes me 9 minutes and 45 seconds to send 25 emails through that system, okay? And so I send it, and I go, hey, Michelle, I was just thinking about you today. What could I possibly send you that would add value to you and your business? Here's an article I found on Forbes. Hope you enjoy it. If you found it to be beneficial, please share it with the people that you love the most. Hope all is well. Connect with me for 10 minutes on the phone. Just click on johnpyron.com. Go to johnpyron.com, click on book appointment, and you'll get access to my calendar. So I use youcanbook.me as my online calendaring system. And I just send it, right? Just send it. Send 25 of them, right? So that today is, let's just say today was Monday. So I would send those 25 to that same email to those 25 people. And then tomorrow, I'm going to send the same email to group number 2, except I'm going to call group number 1. I'm going to give them 24 hours to look at the email. And I'm going to call, and whether they answer the phone, they don't, I don't really care. Say, hey, Michelle, John Pyron, you probably send me the voicemail, right? Hey, Michelle, it's John Pyron. Hey, sent you an email yesterday. Great content. Top 10 ways Forbes put it out. I thought it would add great value to you. Love to connect with you when you get a chance. Give me a call. Talk to you later. I'm not going to leave my phone number. I'm not going to leave any information on how you get back to me, because I want you to go find the email. Okay. And then I'm going to note it in my CRM. And the next day, I'm going to send the same email to group 2, or send the email to group 3, call group 2. I'm going to systematically do that. So the next time you're going to hear from me is 9 business days from now, when you're going to get a different piece of content, and I'm going to send it again, and I'm going to make a phone call. I systematically do that. If I've identified you as a prospect for me, I will systematically do that. And you and I, 95, this is the stat, 94% of the time, you and I will connect in 90 days, guaranteed. because I'm not going to be the pesky guy calling you all the time. Hey, want to talk to you about this? Blah, 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 blah. No, I'm just going to continue to give valuable content. And when I finally get you on the phone, you're going to go, man, I was wondering if you were ever going to connect with me. Yeah. And that's how I've been able to build 3 multi-million-dollar businesses back to back. That was the only system I had. And it still works today.
That's very, very powerful. So for small business owners, that is definitely a great place to start. Right now, it's all about the human connection. So I love the idea of sharing quality content that doesn't necessarily even have to be from you. It's just an article that you're referring. There's times where you can actually create a webinar that just simply provides value. You can write blogs and share that in your message as well. So there's multiple ways you can provide quality content that's always centered and focused around services that you do provide, but you're not pushing or pitching, you're just providing value, which is, empowering. You want to show people that you want to support them and help them grow, whether they ever work with you or, pay you $1. They just see that you're a person, a heart-centered person who wants to see them be successful, and maybe they should be latching on to you because you obviously are able to provide them knowledge that maybe they didn't have before. So those are the kind of people you want to hang out with, is those that will encourage you and empower you and inspire you to be more and be better and to take it up. I always call it up leveling. You always want to be up leveling yourself and your business. So those are great. So technology wise, wrapping it up, what are just a few? You mentioned the less annoying CRM. The CRM, for those of you who don't know, is a customer relationship management software. It allows you to keep all of your connections, people that are potential leads or just barely them. So those are just regular leads. Then there's people whom you've had conversations with. You move them into the CRM through different silos where you can identify that you've made so many connections with them. They've made some response back, so that moves them into maybe more of a qualified lead status. So there's different categorical areas where you can put people in to help you identify where they're at. So you don't want to be sending them the same intro content if you've already done that. So he said there's group 1, group 2. So you want to organize all that in this technology, less annoying CRM. That's a great one.
Yeah, and you can do it with any CRM. It's just the principle's the same, right? So I had a client of mine, 52 years old, did not know how to use technology at all, and I'm trying to help him build his business, and he's like, can you just set this system up for me? And I'm going, on one condition. I get to record it, and I get to share it as a free training module. So if anybody on this, anybody that's watching this wants that, I recorded that whole thing, permission to share it. I walked through step by step how I set the system up, how you use the system, everything.
So that would be seriously of high value for those who just don't know how. I mean, it's a struggle. If you are a solopreneur or a newbie entrepreneur or even a small business owner and you're so overwhelmed with just the day-to-day operations of your business, but you need to be putting some sort of a, stay in touch kind of mechanism in place, perhaps the CRM technology, the fact that what you mentioned integrates with Gmail, not some sort of email marketing software where you can unsubscribe, because when people know that the email is coming from you directly, it feels a lot warmer than if it's coming in through a mass email. So those are great tips. You mentioned you can book me. YouCanBook.me for your calendar. There's a lot of scheduling software out there. Some are free, some are very low monthly. What else do you use when it comes to your systems for staying in front of your referrals or to drive referrals?
So one of the hottest things I've implemented came from a client of mine last month, and HQ is an app company, and they developed this thing called free video email for Gmail. And I was like, okay. So I installed it, and basically it installs into Gmail, and when you click new email, there's a little video camera down at the bottom now that you click, and instead of just sending this long drawn out email, you can say, hey, wanted to connect with you. Instead of you having to read a lot of text, click on the video below, and I'm talking to you, right? And then you click the button, and up comes, it takes control of with your permission, your mic and you just talk. And then when you're done, you click email. It processes. It takes, I don't know, 3-4 seconds to process. And it looks, feels, and smells like it's a YouTube video in the email.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
And you hit send and they play it on the other end. They're like, I saw that and I'm like, dude, you have saved me so much typing time now. And people want this connection. This is the culture shift that we're going through worldwide right now. You know, is people are no longer afraid of this right here.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. I'm a big advocate. My whole company Revelio is built around visual communications, you know, and helping you to stand out in that capacity. You want people to quickly identify that you are authentic, trustworthy, that you're a good person, and so much of our communication is nonverbal, like 70-something%. It's huge. Yeah. So tone of voice, you know, being able to feel that warm connection. There's something that resonates in your heart when you've been able to meet somebody face to face. So yeah, I love that. So thank you for that tip. So those are some really great tools, guys. Those are great systems. Boy, is John just a plethora of knowledge. He has an amazing free gift for those of you who are interested in learning more. He's willing to, like he said earlier, give, give, give. He's a big giver. I've learned that about John. So John, share with us how we can A, get in touch with you, and then B, what is it you're giving those who are listening or those who are watching for free to help them with to next their referral systems?
Sure. Yeah, if you go to, if you want to connect with me, there's a couple different ways. Number one way, just go to my website, johnpyron.com. So JohnPyron.com. And there's all kinds of free content up there. But if you want to connect with me, just click on book appointment. And there's one there called 10 to 15 minute appointment. It'll get you access to my calendar. Love to connect with you for 10, 15 minutes, get to know you and your business better. See if there's anybody in my network that can benefit from your products or services and vice versa. So that would be one way. And number two is because of all this, I do about 45 to 50 front of the room talks a year. And the number one talk is how to 10x your referrals. And so I don't charge for those talks. I believe the follow-up is where it's at. And so what I designed is I designed a Dropbox folder where all these resources I have used, because I do one-on-one coaching for no more than 10 clients. So all this stuff that I've helped my own clients implement in their business, I basically have it all packaged up and recorded, and I put it in a Dropbox folder. So what I tell people, send me a text, their name and their email address, because I'm going to basically add you to the Dropbox folder. And so in exchange for your name and email address, I'm going to give you enough content you can go and build a business from scratch and never ever have to call me. Okay, and so I'm just going to give it. Okay, there'll be business plan in there, sales training, marketing, every single thing you need to be successful in business. Stuff I would teach my own one-on-one clients, I've already put it in there. So just send me your name, first and last name, email address to 916-741-0596. I'm going to add you to the drop. Mention that you saw it. You're texting me because you watched me on this channel here, and I will add you to the Dropbox folder.
Well, that is fantastic. What a gift. Thank you so much. Those of you who are listening or watching, I sure hope you take advantage of that knowledge. I mean, wow. Thank you for giving all of that away. That is impressive. We just appreciate having you in our circle of influence. We thank you very much for being a guest on this Tech with Heart show. And for those of you listening, if you would like to learn more about John, go to johnpyron.com. If you want to join the Tech with Heart network so that you can be always informed of when we're interviewing such experts like John, excellent experts that bring so much value to the Tech with Heart entrepreneurial network, please just go to techwithheartnetwork.com. You are also welcome to join our membership for free, or you can up-level your membership by purchasing a higher ranking tier and get yourself listed in our warm referral business directory. So that is our wonderful show for today. We thank you so much for tuning in. And if you are interested in getting interviewed yourself as a business expert in your industry, please reach out to us again at techwithheartnetwork.com. All right, thank you so much, John. Have a
Thank
great
you.
day, y'all. Thanks for tuning in to
Thank
Tech
you.
with Heart. Bye-bye.